apology, a voice in the choir. She's got a crazy love that's built to last. With her rebel wife, they're fighting back fast. In Salt Lake City, they're taking a stand. Power and love, hand in hand, fighting for the kids, raising their voice. Say no more abuse, let's make the choice. Love is love, no matter what they say. In this battle, they'll find a way.
What's up, everybody? What is up? What is my mouse doing? Okay, can everybody hear me? Oh, all right. So this is going to be really fun. I have worked really hard on what we are about to talk about today. And it's been a long time coming. I've just been doing some observation of a few things, kind of seeing how things are panning out. And it's been quite interesting. So let's let a few people get in here and then we'll get started. Bring my notes up. So if you guys want to come in here, I'm on 3 different platforms. I'm on Crazy Love Audit. I'm on the organization page, and that is Breaking the Chains with Safe, or also at Fearless Justice. And then I'm on Facebook as well. So if it gets crazy, mods, let me know, and we can go to subscribers only. Okay. So all right, so we are going to talk about Senate Bill 158, and we're going to talk about the truth behind the process and my role in that process. Okay? Are y'all excited? Okay. So I want to have a real conversation about the Senate Bill 158. People have been asking a lot of questions about it. And I know it's been a minute since, because it was passed in March. It went into effect in May 1st. It went into effect. And I know that a lot of people have been asking questions, but I've been doing some observations, and I just kind of want to wait for a minute until I explained, kind of the whole entire thing. So it's also known as the Youth Organization Bill here in Utah. So the bill is a critical step towards child safety, and now it's law in Utah. Okay. But it didn't just show up and pass. Okay. Can't just walk into the legislator and be like, here, I want this, I want this into law. And they're like, oh, okay, that's just not how it goes. I think a lot of people don't understand what actually goes on into getting a bill written, reviewed, and passed. And that's why I'm going to explain it to you tonight. I'm going to show you a video I put together and show you the real effects of what happened after this bill was passed. So let's start with how legislation really works. So first, it can be an individual, it can be a survivor, it can be a parent, an organization, or an organization identifies a problem. In this case, specifically, it was that youth service organizations weren't required by law to conduct, I'm going to call it SMECS, okay? SMECS offender registry checks. And in this case, it wasn't just myself, but it was a multiple groups, advocates, survivors, child safety organizations, I may be missing some of them, but we all came together with our own perspective and expertise. Okay. But we all came together. We had all, wrote up what we thought was, some valid, legislation actions. And then we went to the legislators, united into one goal. And that was to protect children. That was our goal. That was our one and only goal. We didn't care who got credit. We didn't care anything else. We just cared that it got done. That's all we cared. So, once we had legislative interest, the idea went to the Office of Legislative Research and the General Counsel. That's where the real legal drafting begun. So we had the rough draft, and then they did all of the legal drafting. So the attorneys in the office worked closely with the sponsoring senator to write all of the the bill language and all that fun jazz that we just don't know, but they do it for us. And it's not a simple task. We were able to be in on those sessions, so we learned a lot. And it ended up multiple different drafts. They revised it multiple times. There was legal reviews of it. There was fiscal notes. There was strategy meetings. let's see, what else was there? There was like words matter in law. Every phrase had to be like airtight, right? So once the draft was finalized, it goes into a committee for public discussion and testimony. So if it passes there, then it moves to the full Senate for a vote. After that, it has to repeat the process in the House. It's like an in-house new committee, and then a new vote, and sometimes new amendments. So it all depends on, like, if they want something changed or whatnot. If it passes both chambers, it heads to the governor's desk to be signed into law. And that's finally what happened with Senate Bill 158. So, it's a lot of people are like, well, what is this bill? What did it do? Yeah, me too, Zippy. I really was when I got looking more and more and more, I was very surprised. So let me grab this video and what this bill was. Oh no, Saul's in chat officially. Oh no, Saul. Okay. Yeah, and stop. Okay. So and like I said, we literally did not care who got praise, who we didn't care. That wasn't even on our mind. We didn't care. We did nothing. We didn't want praise. We didn't want praise. But let me show you this video, and this will explain, and then I have a few other things that I want to chat personally and clear up some of the miscommunication. So let's bring this up. So, fun fact, did you know all right. So, let me see if I can. I want to make it full screen. I don't want this down here. want that down there? I don't know why it's doing that. But anyways, Utah Senate Bill 158, SB 58, titled Youth Service Organizations, was enacted during 2024 general session and signed into law on March 18th, 2024. The bill introduced mandatory safety protocols for organizations working with youth, aiming to enhance child protection by implementing standard screening and training requirements. So, key provisions of Senate Bill 158. Mandatory SMECS offender registry checks. Youth organizations are required to conduct background checks against both the Utah SMECS and Kidnap Offender Registry and the National SMECS Offender public website before hiring or accepting volunteers as youth workers. Individuals identified on these registries are prohibited from serving in roles that volunteer regular and repeated care, supervision, guidance of control of children. Training and abuse prevention policies. The bill mandates that the youth service organization provide training for youth workers in identifying and reporting sexual abuse. Additionally, organizations must organizations must implement child abuse prevention policies, including procedures for conducting required background checks and reporting suspected sexual abuse in compliance with state law. Thank you, Coco. Legal liability for noncompliance. Effective May 1st, 2025, organizations that fail to perform the mandated background checks or that knowingly employ individuals listed on sex offender registries may be considered negligent in lawsuits arising from incidents of child molestation or sexual abuse committed by youth workers. Insurance considerations. Insurers are authorized to request proof of compliance with SB 158's requirements from youth service organizations as part of their loss control programs or as a condition for providing liability coverage. Wait for it. There's a problem here. No children are allowed. What's the issue? All members cannot pass background checks in this building. Now let me rewind that. I said that there was a problem here, right? This is the Salt Lake City org. Why don't you think children are not allowed there right now? And trust me, it does not look that pretty. Why don't you think children are allowed there, guys? I already gave it up to you. Saul, where you at? I thought you were smart, bro. Zippy, you can answer the question. I already gave it up to you. I know I already told you. Because of this rule right here. The mandatory offender registry checks. They cannot pass it. Which means they can't be in compliance and they can't show their insurance. They do. All of their members cannot. Now, how I know this, okay? How I know this. I sent somebody in. I sent somebody in with their child, and they asked their child to leave. They asked them to leave with their child. Yes, they are not allowing children in the building right now. As of, it was like a week and a half ago. Now, if they've removed that person or persons, I know one person in that building is on the registry. So if they've removed that person or persons, allegedly, at least one person, I don't know if there's more, then yes. So right here, stand against fear and exploitation, safe. We will leave no stone unturned, no voice unheard, and no path unexplored in the pursuit of justice. We will work with every parent, every policymaker, and every survivor, and every ally, because when it comes to protecting children and holding the system accountable, we don't back down. We don't give up, and we will not stop until justice is served. So, there's that. But now I want to address something directly that I've heard many, many, many times, and I've ignored it. But I'm going to address it once, and I'm going to address it once for all. Okay. There are people out there saying, Chanel didn't help with this bill. Let me be clear. I did. I was involved behind the scenes because at the time, there was a lot of scrutiny, harassment, and targeting me and my organization, Stand Against Fear and Exploitation, or SAFE, whichever one you want to call it. And I knew if I was public too soon, certain people would try to destroy the progress just to get to me. Period. So I made the choice to keep it quiet, not because I had something to hide, but because some things are too important to risk being sabotaged by ego and drama. Period. My safety, my family, and the success of this bill, it all come first. And frankly, some people need to learn to respect that. Now that the bill is passed, I will proudly say I was there. I showed up. I collaborated. I reviewed drafts. I worked alongside others who care deeply about protecting children. And I continue to work with them in this community. And I'm fucking proud. And SAFE will continue to work with anyone serious about protecting our children in Utah and children around the world. And if that bothers some, they'll have to sit, take a back seat, and sit with that discomfort while we keep doing the work. We don't need a spotlight. We need results. And Senate Bill 158 was one of them. So all I can say is that's why I am keeping the predator, protect the predator or the children. That's why I'm doing the same with that one. Because there's still people out there speaking negative about me and about my organization. And yes, that does include DOA. He still is out there saying, well, I don't know anybody that they've helped. Well, you wouldn't know because you're not on my board, bud. You wouldn't know. So you know what? Let's keep going. Let's protect kids. And let's do it whether they clap for us or not. Because I don't need them to clap for me. I don't. The spotlight can be way over there and I'll be way over here. So I just need justice to be served. And I need the kids to be protected. Whether it's against religion or not. But I'll tell you, a lot of people have asked me, what is the predator? What is, making the SMEX offender thing gonna affect, any religious? Well, don't you see those type of offenders in religions all the time? Maybe if they're actually pulled from their religion and they actually go to prison for a year, somebody will notice. But if they just get 30 days in jail or 5 days in jail or 10 days in jail, nobody's going to notice. So they skip church once or twice. Maybe they're on vacation. Somebody can make up anything. But how are you going to explain that they're gone for a year? Just saying. And how are you going to explain when they're all over the news? Because the news loves those felony stories. Just saying. They don't care about misdemeanors, but they love those felonies. So it's all about that. And you know what? I'll continue to do what I'm going to do. With or without help. I will continue to pour money into this organization, whether anybody donates to this PayPal or not. Doesn't matter. Because my heart is with the kids. My kids never got justice. So I'm going to give all those other kids justice. I never got justice either. So they get justice now. Does anybody else have anything to say? One other thing, I'm going to share it. Just remember that we do have our fourth wall. We have all of these different collections. I was, let's go to products. There, hold on. Products. So I was, no. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Where are you guys at? Where are you at? Okay. There was a cat rescue protest that was going on, and they had asked me to do some shirts for them. So if you're going to be at a cat rescue protest, there's some cute ones up here. You know, take your neglect and shove it in your litter box. You know, so there's a couple different ones. And then there's, the justice isn't optional, neither is my volume, because I was always the loud one. This one's really cute. It's a where is right here. It says, "Sorry I ruined your cult with facts." So that one's, and I can put any of these on mugs or whatnot. But here's our fourth wall. That one's on a shirt. This one is "Respect existence or expect resistance. Great things await." Families come in all colors because it's Pride Month. Genders come. Yeah, you can wear the cat ones all the time too. The movement cup. That one's kind of like shifting to our new logo. It says, "Stand against fear and exploitation. Safe, not just a name, a movement." So we've got, a bunch of these. "If you need faith to protect you from justice, you're guilty. We break cycles, not spirits." This one's always a good one. "Silence protects abusers. We don't." And then there's, pins. There's the book, "Fear Ends Where Justice Begins." So there's a lot of cool things on here. I really like this shirt. It says, "Accountability is not optional." It's pretty cool. Then this one, "We don't wait for change, we make it." So there's a lot of cool things on here. So I'm an independent. I make up my own mind. I've got 9 lives, so I'll use every one for justice. That one's a cute one. Oh yeah, do you guys remember this? So if you guys were watching me clear back, remember the bus stop Scientologist, the guy that's sitting at the bus stop, and he told me, "Go repent of your stupidity." So I made a shirt out of it. Oh, you guys can't forget him. You guys can't forget him. "Go repent of your stupidity." I was like, what the hell? How do you repent of your stupidity? So, but yeah, there's some cool things on here. So we'll be dropping more. But yeah. So if you guys want to, everything, all of the donations go to Safe. Everything on there goes to Safe. We make $5.50 off of everything. I've lowered it down to as low as possible. So yeah. Oh my gosh, really? Zippy, that's hilarious. So, but yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys all coming in. Here in the next few days, hopefully I'll be monetized on this channel, and we'll be working on Safe. All monetization goes towards Safe, and it'll be exciting. So yeah, all monetization on both channels will go to Safe. So that's my goal. Everything goes over there. So thanks so much, and hope you guys have a wonderful night. And thanks for supporting me. Have a good night.